Thing. Negative to both, sir. The base sent an FTL distress signal 29 minutes ago. It's got a long way to go to reach anyone.
Lieutenant Dominguez, check for wreckage. Lieutenant Kenyon, see if you can speak to anyone on those cruisers.
I already tried, sir, said Kenyon. We're linked into the planetary comm satellites, and neither the UL Craster nor the UL Vincent are offering a receptor.
Shit,
said Griffin. The planet was a long way off, but he didn't want to fly in blind. If this was the Raggers, the aliens would blow the Starburner to pieces in moments.
Get me something.
He struck the front of his console with his gloved fist.
How the hell did they know where to come?
If this is the Raggers, they could have pulled the coordinates from the Fangrin comms data they took off Zevral,
said the warship's engine officer, Lieutenant Kroll. He'd been quiet up until now, and his first words weren't exactly welcome.
New Destiny is one of the 4 Unity League worlds the Fangrin know about.
There's nothing here, said Dominguez. Oceans, forests, cities. A place to take 2 weeks of shore leave with a cocktail in one hand and a book in the other.
Maybe the Raggers don't know there's nothing here. Maybe they saw a target and came for a look.
If they know about New Destiny, they know about 3 more of our planets, said Griffin. Send out an FTL comm. Recommend every planet goes on full alert.
If the Raggers unscrambled that comms data, the Fangrin are going to have their hands full in the near future, said Lieutenant Karina Jeffrey. Same way we are.
That depends how it was encrypted within the Fangrin data arrays, said Kroll. We don't know for sure. The Raggers might have only extracted a fraction of the information so far.
It's not going to get any better, is it?
The planet, which had recently appeared so inviting, now seemed diminished. A place which threatened death rather than a place which promised happiness.
Lieutenant Dominguez, have you located a target?
I can't see shit, sir. You know how hard the Ragger ships are to find? If they're sitting in place above the planet's surface without firing their weapons, I might never find them. The words were painful but true.
Have the enemy made contact with anyone?
Negative, sir, said Kenyon. And we're only assuming it's Raggers.
It seems safe to assume the worst.
Kenyon swore with surprise. The base is receiving a stream of data through the comms network. They don't recognize the source.
What's the data? Can they track it?
Waiting on a response, sir. The response didn't come immediately. The Starburner was within 100,000 clicks of the planet's surface, and Griffin didn't want to commit himself to an engagement without more facts. The situation filled him with a sense of dread. He maintained speed, and the planet came ever closer. The patterns of clouds above the oceans were vivid, and he convinced himself he could see them drifting slowly towards land. It's language data, sir. Some kind of simplified version that we're running through the computers now. It's confirmed as coming from the Raggers.
They want to talk, said Kroll.
Do we want to listen?
The choice wasn't theirs to make. The computers on the Durham base were already loaded with Ragger language modules provided by the Fangrin when the peace treaty was signed. The enemy demand our surrender, sir.
That's not something Colonel Doyle has the authority to offer, not even close.
No, sir.
Do we have a channel to respond to the aggressors?
Yes, sir. The Ragger signal is coming into a receptor on one of the comm satellites.
Have we traced it yet?
That's going to take time. The next message from the aliens was terrifying. The Raggers have offered a demonstration.
Of what?
Asked Jeffrey.
We don't want to know, Lieutenant.
Griffin struggled against his fury.
Lieutenant Dominguez, time is running out.
It wasn't Dominguez who located the Raggers. Sir, the Durham base is relaying a number of reports from the city of Satra. People living there have observed objects in the sky above the city. Kenyon paused while he listened to the next update. Like a shimmering or a distortion in the air.
That's the Raggers, said Griffin. Satra's less than 100 clicks from the Durham base, he said. Lieutenant Dominguez, focus your efforts on the city.
Yes, sir.
Any news on this demonstration?
It wasn't going to be something positive. The Raggers have not communicated further, sir. Griffin had one ear on the Durham base comms, and things were getting understandably frantic. Nobody really knew what the hell was going on or what was coming. The time came. Sir, I'm detecting a surge from the outskirts of the city. It's not a recognized power source. This is definitely coming from a spaceship flying at low altitude.
I need a weapons lock.
I'll try and push it onto the tactical, sir. Griffin didn't see what weapon the Raggers deployed, but he saw the effects. A series of orange dots appeared in a hexagonal arrangement midway between the city center and the outskirts. The dots expanded with such ferocious speed that Griffin was convinced they wouldn't stop growing until the entire planet was burning.